everybody, it's Larry from 60 Mile. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how managing your social media can change your life. Are you ready? Let's go. So check this out. Your social media, right? Now, let's take this a step back. I want to talk to you about something that you're hearing a lot about today. You probably have been for a long time, right? You always hear to stop associating with negative people, right? Stop letting negative information into your mind, right? You got to keep that out of your life. And now one of the last videos that I posted called "Compete Against Yourself." If you haven't watched it yet, give it a look. It's really good. I mentioned in there about not, how I say in there specifically that your neighbors and your friends' success doesn't have any impact on your potential for success. But then I put a caveat and I say, that being said, I say that because everybody's an individual and you're all in control of yourself. You're responsible for yourself. However, you don't want to spend your time associating with negative people and people that are going nowhere, because that'll just drag you down, right? And look, that's not news. I'm not pretending that I came up with that or invented that, but it's the truth. And you're hearing that a lot these days. Now, let's jump into now from just that. Let's go into the social media smartphone realm that we're in now, right? And what is smartphones have been around for, don't quote me on this, what, 10, 12 years-ish, something like that. Like they came in, and now a lot of people started picking up on it, and obviously now almost everybody has a smartphone these days. If you don't have one, it's almost like maybe you're behind a little bit. You need to get one to be able to keep up, be competitive, right? Because you got to stay in tune, right? What do people use smartphones for a lot? Because we get notifications, we have news apps, we have social media on our stuff. We want to know what's happening when it's happening. Like, if something happens across the world, 3 seconds later, bam, it's on my Facebook. I'm looking at it. I know about it, so I can now talk to my friends about it, right? Now, the problem is this that we're running into, that I'm seeing personally, and I'll tell you my experience. Our social media feeds, and I'm using Facebook for an example. It's a large, obviously very large social media platform, humongous, global. You have the news feed on there, right? And you obviously you see something that you like, and you click the little thumbs up, the like button, and then now you're following that organization or person or whatever, and you start to see their posts on your news feed coming down every day. You're scrolling through your feed, you see that information, those posts from them. Now, what are you subscribing to? Who are you following? Do you really know? Are you paying attention to it? Because when you start scrolling through that stuff, that becomes your reality. That's what you're seeing so much. You're seeing that all the time. Just like you wouldn't, let's say, let your little kid watch a horror movie, right? So, because that stuff gets into their head, it could give them nightmares. Now, even as an adult, or it doesn't matter. You have your social media feed, and if you're letting a bunch of negativity into your feed, it's going into your eyes, into your mind, and it's becoming a part of your life. So you can find yourself, I have a buddy, let's just take a side. I have a buddy who gets really, really agitated about politics. This guy, like, he gets really agitated when he hears things that don't agree with his political point of view, which, look, I know he's not the only one, and this is just an example with politics. So now when he has his Facebook feed going, and he wants to follow all these news outlets, right? But you know how it is. They're one of them from one side of the political spectrum is saying this, the other one's coming back saying this, and it just turns into a big mudslinging thing, right? And now you're seeing that all the time. So that starts to get into your head, and that kind of becomes your outlook, how you perceive this politics, this political stuff to be going. And so now you form these opinions based on this stuff that's being pounded into your head every day, because it's in your face on your feed. Okay, now I'll tell you, I was sort of in this position a few months ago, where I know I was kind of agitated about it, as I was kind of thinking negatively about things, about just the way society is, and just how things are going in general. And I started to think about it, and I'd look at my Facebook feed, and I would have all these news outlets on there, not getting straight up news. Well, that's a topic for another video, the way the media works, but I would be getting, one political story after another, one negative story after another. There's a lot more negative than there is good in the news. Look, check it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. And sometimes you need a break from that. You want to see positive things. You want to see constructive stories. You want to hear about new innovations in technology. You want to read about some good stuff that's happening in the world. Okay, but every time you turn on your Facebook feed, you could be stuck in that same negative cycle where you're just getting those negative news stories coming at you, right? So what I did is I just unfollowed every one of those news organizations. Unfollowed them all. Boom. Unliked them, unfollowed them. Don't care. There's plenty of other ways to get the news. That's fine. I have newsreader apps, all that kind of stuff. I can manage that the way I want. But on my social media, now when I go on there, I'm not getting hit with all those negative news stories. And what I'm doing is I've had now, like, I have technology stories coming on. I have stuff about entertainment, and I keep in contact with my family and friends that way. So I've noticed a difference in my attitude and my outlook since I've gotten rid of all that stuff. I'm not debating anymore about it. I'm not thinking about it as much. It has literally just been like an awakening for me, if that makes any sense. And I'm telling you, you manage your social media, you can change your life, because your perception is your reality, and your perception of your reality is going to in part determine your outlook and your attitude. And just like you would do in real life, if you have a negative person that you don't want to associate with, you got to stop associating with them. Whether that means not to call them anymore, not to text them, not to go see them, not to have them come see you. And you've got to do the same thing with negative stories and negative organizations, businesses, people on your social media feeds, because that's how things are going these days. We're not always going and seeing people in person as much. It just seems like everybody's on their social media. Now, I don't think that social media is to blame. And there's a lot of people out there blaming social media. That's not the case. You need to manage it. It's here to stay. Okay? You need to manage your social media and make it work for you. All right? If you do that, you're going to see a change in the way you feel and your outlook at the world, outlook of the world, towards the world. And you're going to notice it, okay? So keep that in mind. Give it a try. Let me know if you've tried that before. If you're thinking about trying it, let me know in the comments to this video. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, it'd be great if you go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel now by clicking on the subscribe button. It's down there somewhere. That's all I got. I hope I see you guys. Till next time, remember, you don't quit. You're always forward. You never give up, okay? Thank you, guys. You can do this.